my dance, make it hurt. These my dance, make it hurt.
And a very good evening, everybody. Welcome along Monday night. My name is Graham. Welcome to this week's episode of Tea and Tops. I'm here with my good friend Jason. Jason, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. Glad to have you back this week.
I'm back.
I was gutted you weren't there last week, but it's good to have you back.
You want to talk about people who are gutted in this last week? You are speaking to the guy who was the most gutted that I missed it last week. Not only did we have an awesome guest on, and James Fiorentino, and I loved the interview. I listened to it back, obviously. I loved the interview. But he's like a heavily connected Yankees guy, and that's the week that I choose to miss. However, I could be working these nice Yankees contacts and, heartbroken. I'm heartbroken. But I love some of the ideas. I love the idea of us being press at a card show somewhere. That would be absolutely hilarious.
Why not? We are the largest UK podcast about the sports card industry.
That's
here,
it, man. Russia's
as
number
far
one.
as we know of. And when I say UK, I mean Europe as well.
Europe, yeah. Hey, who knows? It could be the world for all we know, right?
Exactly. Those stats lie. That's all right.
I've just decided I'm not going to sit and click a pen the whole way through the podcast like I normally do. I'm going to sit and twiddle with a pencil because that doesn't make any noise.
But yes, James is awesome. I really had a good time talking to James. I've chatted to him before. The guy couldn't be nicer. So down to earth, and his work's amazing. And I always say that he is the Michael Jordan of watercolor sports art, and he really is.
He really is. Yeah, it's a phenomenal name. Yeah. It was really great. Absolutely gutted I missed it. But yeah, appreciate you holding the fort. Obviously, people found that we sort of co-shared it, I guess, on Tea and Top, no, sorry, on Ball Caps and Bagpipes, the other podcast that you run related to Scottish baseball, and we managed to get it shared out. So, yeah, cheers for everyone who found it, and of course the podcast episode I think did pretty well as well because people weren't able to find the live stream on Monday. So yeah, appreciate everyone who listens on the podcast. This is a quick thing. If you happen to listen on Apple Podcasts, I believe around about 42% of you do, according to the statistics that we get sent to us every week. If you do find the time to give us a quick rating on there, a little 5 stars would be very much appreciated. You can write a lovely comment. You can comment on the fact that Jason and I have coordinated our day wear today. This is fantastic podcast content, I know, because you can't see us, but so I'm rocking the Miami Marlins City Connect jersey, and Jason is rocking the matching hat, so it's almost like we coordinated for once.
Yes, this hat is even better in person. Like, I thought it was going to be all right. Big shout out to Ethan Jacoby for hooking us up. He was heading to a Marlins game. We couldn't get any of the merch over here, or it had sold out in time. And we kindly asked him if he would pick some stuff up for us, and he did. So, Ethan, big thank you to you. Wouldn't have these without it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And the XL is an absolute. It's almost like it's tailored for me. Fantastic, and it's got Brian Anderson's number on the back. If I could have picked a player jersey, I probably would have picked his. So, yeah, it really.
That's the only Marlin you can name as well. So,
dude, I've got his autographed rookie card. That's it's one of the cards on my PC. There you go. So
it looks good, except for that big swoosh thing on the side. We really need to pick that sucker off.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'll tell you what. There's not a lot of things that I think are like paying £100 plus for like a jersey. I bought it at like 70 quid for like a Man U top and stuff like that. But £100+ for a baseball top, you think it's kind of nuts. Then you put it on and you think, actually, this is like quite a quality piece of gear. When you compare it to like the Majestic ones from sort of 2 or 3 years ago, so the kind of heavy cotton, you can see that Nike's kind of brought it forward. This is like a performance fabric. It's got a lovely smooth lining underneath, so you don't get jogger's nipple when you wear it without a vest on underneath, because of the big heavy stitching across the front. It's I mean, I'm not going to say it's valued at 110 quid, but yeah, it's a very lovely jersey. So yeah, it's a shame that Nike felt the need to smash their logo across the front of it, but yes, it's very nice.
That's another conversation. We start up that third podcast about
jerseys,
Jason's jerseys, something like that.
Jason's jerseys. Jesus, we just named another podcast. Here we go.
I know, exactly.
Yeah, as if my wife's not cross at how little time I spend with her in the first place. We're going to spin up another podcast, aren't we?
But yeah, it is nice. Like I said, if you get the last batch of the Majestic athletic ones, they are really nice as well. It definitely made a change from what you used to get in the early 90s and early aughts, and it was a big heavy jersey there. I still like it the way. It's just because I've had jerseys since the late 80s, and so that's just always the way it's always been. So
I do enjoy a heavyweight jersey as well. Like I say, chuck it on as like a top layer, but yeah, this is it doesn't feel like it's cheap for like the money that we gave, the money that you gave for it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But it's like we live in Scotland. Like, it doesn't get over 20 degrees. We don't need performers to wiki.
No, it's true. We don't. No. But
So-
considering I sweat when I walk up the stairs, it's kind of welcome. So, of course, the other thing you may well see if you're watching along live tonight, again, this is fantastic podcast content. So I'm presently in Facebook jail, and hence my background, because I made a joke that an algorithm didn't like. So that explains my comedy background on the stream tonight. If anybody's wondering why I have Facebook jail as my background picture, that is why. So yeah, I'm locked out of the Faceballs for 24 hours. So that's rather irritating, but hey ho, never mind.
We're still streaming live. We were worried about this, figuring
yeah.
out how we're going to do this, but it's worked out just fine.
Yeah, we made it. We made it. Fantastic. All right then, let's move on with some actual news then, seeing as we've bumbled our way through our introduction. So yeah, some new releases out. Obviously, but me being out last week, we'll be having the interview episode. We had a new release just last Friday, actually. 2021 Topps Finest has come out. It was delayed. It was delayed by 2 days. It was supposed to be out on the Wednesday, which is sort of traditional baseball card release day. Ended up coming in the vast majority of outlets. I think some places did get their stock on Wednesday, But the vast majority of sellers, they didn't get their stock until Friday. It's quite a nice product. It's sort of in that premium price point, but it sort of sits between your regular baseball card set and like the super premium stuff where you only get like 6 cards for £200. At least you get slightly more in this for £200, which is kind of insane.
9.
Yeah, 2 boxes. I can't remember how many in each box. I should have looked that up. But yeah, a couple of autographs for your money this time. Yeah, and right about the £200 range if you're doing it through the traditional, import it and then sell it kind of way. No sign of it on Topps UK yet. So obviously, what was it? Sterling released was the last one that came out in Topps UK. I think they had 1 box, and it sold out basically in a minute, as all the releases do on Topps UK. And there was much consternation in the collector community here in the UK, as there quite rightly should be, that there was no notice given by Topps. There was no sign of any, hey, this is coming out today, or look, we just released this. It came and went before it was even announced by Topps.
Yeah, I mean, this is the big problem there. We've tried reaching out to Topps. Not that we've had any luck at all,
No.
but we've tried, and we're trying to get them on there to at least go, hey, look, we are a community. We are a very small community, but at least let us know.
Yeah.
It was out of my budget. I wasn't buying it.
Oh, it's out of a lot of people. Yeah, I mean, it's out of a lot. But then, we can sit and say it's out. It's out. It was out of my budget as well. If I was opening it myself. But then it sold out so damn quick that somebody's buying it. Like, where's it going though? But then we speculate that it's going back to the States, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was.
No, not at all. Because I said you're talking £200 is like $250, which is like lunch for people. So
Yeah.
and then throwing another like $30 for shipping. Yeah, that's probably a pretty good deal for them. So,
but then sterling was like £600. That's one of the way high end ones. But they're trying to do something, right? Because they're limiting you to 1 box per account. So they're obviously trying to stop people from the States like buying up cases and then shipping it. I know firsthand from sellers that I buy from in the US that when the Topps UK edition came out last year, I know one reseller who openly told me that he bought 6 cases of the stuff from Topps on the day it released. He was like, yeah, I just went on and grabbed 72 boxes and shipped them to my shop. And I'm like, holy shit balls, man. So, I get it. The market's huge over there, but there's still a market here. And yeah, even just for Topps social media to get on it and be like, come in today at like 3 p.m. And you could send that at 2:30. They don't need to do like a massive build-up and a huge marketing campaign. Just send a freaking tweet. Like, at least give us a bit of a heads up that there's some UK stock going to be available. Because when you get it, it's always well priced. It comes in significantly under what you can do buying it from the States and pulling it over. And they deliver it really quick as well. Now, I know they kind of stuffed up with one of the releases last year where people were ordering, I think, 2 or 3 boxes and they shipped everybody 1. And I think, so rather than one delivery with like 3 boxes in, they got 3 individual deliveries and they came like days after each other and whatever else. So they kind of screwed that up. But in general terms, when you order from Topps UK, I haven't had a problem with their logistics process. You order it 2 or 3 days later, it turns up at your door, perfect. So yeah, it's a shame. It's like we started to think maybe they were taking this market a bit more seriously, and I suppose they are by at least offering the boxes for sale. But to not put any effort, Jesus, like get an intern to send a tweet. Far out, man. It's like
if I volunteer minimum wage, I'm in. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I can be a social media monkey. I'm cool.
Yeah, it's just a tweet, for God's sake. It's not like, they don't have to invest like tens of thousands of dollars into like a fully fledged marketing campaign. The stuff sells. Obviously, they can see it sells, but yeah, just have a little bit of care for your community and your customer base. But hey ho, if we could change the world, right?
Exactly. No, I think if they would just acknowledge us, that we exist. I mean, there's obviously people collecting. It's not just baseball. There's basketball. There's soccer. I didn't realize that we were calling everything soccer over here now. And
football.
And football.
Football.
No. Come on. They sell them as soccer cards here.
I know, but...
I know.
I know. I had to get my way around it. So being a Scotsman, that's it. So for the non-Scots, that's FITBAW, football.
What the?
That's what we call it. Yeah.
Which is actually really funny because on my other show, Ball Caps and Bagpipes, they asked if they could shorten it to ball bags. I was like, that's a term over here. I said, you call people ball bags.
Yeah. You definitely cannot short it to ball bags. No. Oh, well,
So
on that
I was
note.
like, no, we couldn't go there. No. And then I called the C word, and they told me that was a good thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's basically a verb. Come on. Let's...
Yeah, but it was, it was quite funny. But yeah,
Goodness me.
but there's a market here. There's clearly a market here.
Yeah.
There's clearly a market in Europe. Just acknowledge it.
Just acknowledge us, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're not buying millions and millions of dollars worth of stock here, but you know what? Like,
Well, that's fine
we
because
still have a group of people here.
Yeah, they're not selling millions of dollars worth of stock because they have like one box, and that's basically it because everything sells out in 2 minutes. So we might see Finest. It was, like I say, it was late. It was a couple of days delayed in the US. Normally, although there's not really a pattern to the way Topps UK release what they have, but it's usually like a couple of days behind. So there's a chance it might be tomorrow. I don't know. I don't want to speculate anymore. I'm tired.
Do you think it was a shipping problem? Like they opened up their shipment, went, oh, we got this box here. Okay, what's this shipment? You know, we know how well Top ships stuff. You know, we got an extra box here. Man, we might as well stick it up.
What are we going to do this? Yeah. I don't know. Who knows what happens behind closed doors? But as far as I'm aware, the general delay, happened because of like still production problems related to COVID. But from earlier in the year, there was a lot of retail, which I don't talk about too much because it's so flipping difficult to get retail. But a lot of retail got quite heavily delayed. And the Tops were obviously prioritizing hobby production over retail, and I guess in hindsight, that's probably turned out to be quite a smart move because, well, you know, people are getting guns pulled on them for their Pokemon cards and stuff. So retail's in a strange place right now. So I think that had a bit to do with that. Like, there was obviously big problems in Texas, where one of the major printing places is for Topps and Panini, funnily enough. There was obviously big problems in Texas with the cold snap and the power outages and all that kind of stuff as well a couple of months ago. And I think that's what's causing it. Coming out this week, Series 2 is coming out this week. And the latest I've heard is it could possibly be delayed until Friday as well. I've not got full confirmation of that yet, but again, traditional baseball release day is Wednesday. And I read on a couple of forums today it could possibly be Friday before it comes out. So I might see yet more delays with Topps product. But yeah, anything in the UK would be fantastic. So moving on from that then, we'll talk a little bit about Project 70.
Oh yeah, we got a little bit of news in there. I'll touch on later. So big news there. We knew. Oh gosh, I say this every week. We have a new low.
A new low. One day we'll get to celebrate a new high.
Exactly. So congratulations. We're now a fourth of the way through the project now, or a little over a fourth of the way. And I had predicted it on my shop. Said if you were interested in the new low card, I definitely think it is. But yes, it's a Fuki Sparky Anderson 1987 Sparky Anderson card, the Reds manager card. As soon as that came out, as soon as I saw it was going to be a Monday sale date, people were going to forget. It came out on Friday. People were going to forget about this card, and they absolutely did. So it sold, I believe it was $840. So it's 50. Wow. Yeah, exactly. I mean, who wants a manager card? Who's paid £20 for a manager card?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm on record as saying I like a manager card, but yeah, I'm not paying £20 for one. Thanks.
I can understand if it was done manually, you'd be all over it, you know. But a guy that's not managed for 40 years.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's a niche card, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually amazed. So I thought it was be the first sub 800 card. For sure. So I'm amazed at that, but I guess people are probably speculating. You can go and still buy it for like £10 more than it costs because who wants a Sparky Anderson card? So it's just as good as my Gregory Siff Jerry Manuel card. So it's the same idea.
Of course, yeah.
But of course, my Siff. I'm going for a Siff collection, so I had to get that card there.
Yeah.
In other news, controversial card today.
Oh.
So Chinatown Market dropped a Jackie Robinson Montreal, Royals card, the Montreal Royals there, and he looks like Roberto Clemente.
Oh dear.
So
Oh,
we're wondering if maybe Chinatown Market got things screwed up. Is it a purpose thing now to get people to chase it? They go, oh, look, it's Jackie Robinson, but it's actually Roberto Clemente. We don't know.
oh,
So the
that's a bold move if that's what they're pulling.
I don't know. So I mean, it was I kind of put it up and went, here's today's cards, and then immediately someone says that looks a lot like Roberto Clemente. And then I looked at it and said, it does look like.
I'm very quick
That's
gonna look this up while we're chatting.
yeah, you can look it up there. So yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it's a. I guess it was bound to happen with somebody out here that's an artist that probably went, that's great. It happened quite a bit with Project 2020. Sophia Chang would put random words on there that were somehow associated with the player. I think there was like it was George Brett's nickname on there. I can't remember what they call him. No one calls him that, but it's like it's on Wikipedia, so everyone thinks it's his real nickname. And you ask George Brett about it, he goes, "No, that's not my nickname." But she put it on the card because she's obviously not a baseball fan or not a big one.
Wow.
Use Wikipedia and went, oh great, here's his nickname on there. There was a couple questionable things like that on there where the artist probably hadn't done the research, and it slipped through Topps control that it is Roberto Clemente and a Jackie Robinson card.
I'm sitting looking at it now. Yeah, I encourage you to go and look at it if you can. It's yeah.
It's
So
not Jackie.
yeah, I'll try and give a good verbal description of it for our podcast listeners who perhaps haven't seen this. So there's the main portrait of Jackie Robinson in Brooklyn Dodgers gear with the autograph across the front, and it doesn't look too much like Jackie Robinson. And then you have two smaller portraits in the bottom right and top left of the card in classic Jackie Robinson poses that you'd immediately recognize as Jackie Robinson. But yeah, it's not an absolute likeness.
No. So there's a big fan, Josie Tellier, who's an amazing artist. She's a huge fan of the Montreal Expos. Dying to get her on the show. She claims she's French Canadian, so she doesn't speak very good English.
Neither do I.
And she was like, she's like, no, that's not Jackie, that's Roberto. So I'm going with what she said.
That's interesting.
See, you look at it, the more you look at it, you look at the jawline. The jawline's not the same.
Yeah.
It's definitely that. And you can pull up a picture of Roberto in the Montreal Royals uniform, and you go, oh damn.
Yeah, that is yeah. Well, we'll find out. 1954 design is apparently. So if they're riffing on an error of some description, then that's interesting. But
I don't think. I mean, Chinatown Market's not Bobby Hundreds doing the air terror.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's Chinatown Market.
We've already seen some shady Topps QC stuff with the Getty Images watermark that appeared on one of the
Sean
images.
Witherspoon's
Sean
card.
Witherspoon's card. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a big one, and you would hate to say, oh yeah, you've seen so many Jackie Robinson cards and so many Roberto Clemente cards that you just went, yeah, okay, fine, that's that. And you just didn't think about it.
Yeah, that's interesting. That'd be kind of fun to see how that comes out.
Exactly, because it's one of those things. It quite possibly could be an error that might be collectible out of the set. And I might actually drive that one up there because it would be one of those things. Because do you print it that way, or do you go, whoops, hey, raise your hand, my bad.
Yeah, I'll put the wrong guy on.
You're right. That is Roberto Clemente. That is not Jackie Robinson. The thing is, like, we already know they're using the Getty Images databank, so that means that Getty Images has marked it wrong.
Well, yeah, quite possibly, yeah. There is that chance, I suppose, isn't there?
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're doing a portrait, who knows? That's really this would be quite an interesting one to keep tabs on, I think, to see if it's just artistic license, shall we say, or if it's a genuine balls up, and it either gets acknowledged or it gets changed. I don't suppose they'll change it, because it's probably too late to change it now. But whether or not it gets acknowledged, at least.
We know they print probably about 400 or 500 in advance.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that was how they cut down the shipping delays. So they've already probably sent so many out in there, and then we'll fill the rest in as they came in that way. That's how they're getting there on top of everything this time. Of course, nobody's looking for 99,000 Griffey shorts either. So
That's a great point. Yeah.
So there'll be some have been printed, absolutely. And I guess we'll find out whether if it was on purpose, it was an accident. I'll check the group chats and Discord later to see if I can find out more about it. But it was definitely brought to my attention that yes, that is definitely Roberto Clemente and not Jackie Robinson.
Yeah. It's definitely not Jackie Robinson, or it's it's not.
Exactly.
I'm trying to be as kind as I can about it because who are we with our shallow eyes to judge the artist? But yeah, it's not a classic likeness for Jackie Robinson. I think is the kindest way to put it.
Because you would think so. It's Roberto Clemente, and Roberto Clemente would have been fairly young when he played for him.
Yeah.
Whereas Jackie Robinson was like 28 when he finally joined the league because he had to.
Of course, because he had to come crashing through the barrier, right?
It's not a 28-year-old. It's
Yeah, so well, let's see how that one plays out. That's definitely one to circle back to in a future episode. I feel if anything comes out, but the speculation will be fun to comment on if nothing else. I'm sure in the groups there'll be some interesting banter and some interesting comments about it. But but if that card's just out today, then people are obviously, West Coast, well, not quite still waking up on the West Coast. It's 1 o'clock on the West Coast, but yeah, I imagine overnight it could kind of pick up a little bit. Yeah, it'll be a fun one to keep an eye on. We'll circle if anything does come out about that, then obviously we'll update on a future episode. That's for sure.
Absolutely. And then the other thing, the Chuck Styles Josh Gibson card came out, which is to help promote the Josh Gibson MVP campaign, or it was kind of along with that one there.
Yeah.
But did you see? So obviously, I'm doing the help promote the card art there. Did you see who the judges were for this campaign?
No, I have not seen who the judges are.
Oh my gosh!
Is it frightening?
Right. Pretty much. You want me to come back to this, and I can pull it up real quick to find out what it is.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Because we'll circle back to it at the end because we need to speak about our card art competition as well that we're tying the bow around as we speak.
Exactly.
I think is the best way to put it.
It is 99.9% done.
Yeah, but we'll come back to it. You're right. We'll come back to it. Yeah.
We have one judge to hear back from, and we have the winner selected. So I'm chasing them tonight, and we will announce it tomorrow. So we have a winner there.
Yeah, so and we can get on to the next one.
Finish this damn thing off.
Yeah.
All right. So
I have to ask one question about Project 70. We've neglected. I've neglected to ask this question the last few weeks because we were trying to make it a recurring segment. But we're gonna. So I'll ask again, and I'm catching you on the hop here, so you might have to rack your brain for Jason's card of the week from Project 70.
Ooh. Oh gosh. Actually, it was Alex Pardee, Dennis Eckersley.
Yes, yeah. You actually had 2 weeks to choose from, so obviously we didn't do it last week, but. That's a strong choice with the Mars Attacks themed.
The Mars Attacks thing, yeah, which I didn't realize Mars Attacks is owned by Topps.
Oh, I didn't know that either. They got the license.
So they own the rights to that. So that was hence why you got to do it because you got to pull them both together and use that way. So,
yeah, that's very cool. That is a very cool card.
I did. That brings a lot of like late 80s, early 90s memories of the Oakland A's dominating Eckersley out there, and the Mars Attacks, of course, was a good tie-in for that. So
yeah, it's become such a cult movie, Mars Attack. I mean, it's a fantastic film. If you're younger than Jason and I, and well, that's probably everybody, and you haven't seen Mars Attacks.
We have Glenn. We
have Glenn. That's true. Yeah. Well, when we look at our audience statistics that are presented to us by Spotify, we're pretty much playing to our own demographic at the minute. But yeah, so if you haven't seen Mars Attacks, I would encourage you to go and see it. Sorry, it's a fantastic film, very funny. Let's say it's become a sort of internet cult sensation. So yeah, it's worth taking a couple of hours out to go and watch Mars Attacks. It's a good time. It is a good time. But yeah, Party's pretty much been crushing this project, right?
Yeah, I think he's I think it was low, and he only sold 7,500 cards.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's
that was
pretty
his
wild,
lowest
yeah.
one yet. I love that. That was great. So yes, we'll bring that back. I forgot we had done that, but yes.
There you go. Sorry, I completely. Not even in pre-production did we know that. Did you know I was going to ask you that question? So
Yes.
yeah, but yeah, a fantastic choice. See, when you don't get a chance to prepare, you give the best answers. There you go.
So the card art competition. So the judges for this is insane.
Oh yes,
So
let's go. Yeah.
I've got them up. So this has been a 6-week card art competition. So if you're on Twitter, you'll find it on there. And they release the artist in the lead. I have to make a card for this. I am coming in dead last. I can guarantee you that much. Like, I do not have a shot. Like, it is the best card artists that are currently out there. Right. So there are a ton of judges here. But let me get this. So the Baseball Legends division. There's 3 different divisions here, right? So we have Janet Marie Smith. Haven't heard of her. No big deal. She is the Dodgers event vice president and stadium designer.
Oh wow. Okay.
Vanessa Ivy Rose, who is the granddaughter of Turkey Stearns, the Negro League Hall of Famer.
Okay.
Fred Clare, who is the former GM of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Okay.
Brian Patterson, who is the grandson of Buck Leonard, former Negro League player.
Yep.
Right. Lindsay Berra, granddaughter of Yogi Berra.
Holy bones. Okay.
Right. And Justine Siegel.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
If you don't know who Justine Siegel is, she was the first female coach out there.
Yeah.
So that's one division, right? Artists and entertainment, right? Here we go there. Greg Proops, who's a TV host.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, growing up in the 90s, watching Whose Lines It Anyway with Greg Proops. Oh my God, fantastic. Yeah, he's hilarious, man. Yeah.
Blake Jameson.
Okay, we know Blake, obviously.
Lisa Freeman, who is a LA-based mixed media artist.
Okay.
Greg Kreinler, have you ever seen him? He painted the Negro League cards, and it was probably one of the best.
God, okay, yeah.
Actually, DJ Ski.
Oh, Ski's on, okay.
Lauren Taylor, our favorite.
Yeah, friend of the podcast, Lauren Taylor.
Friend of the podcast. Sean Anderson and Lou Olson, who are the co-hosts of the Hall of Very Good podcast.
Hall of Very Good. I love it.
Right. And then the last ones are writers and researchers there. It is Howard Bryant. Maybe you've heard of him. He's an author, journalist, and television personality. Jay Jaffe, who is the stat and Hall of Fame expert guy. You know, the Jaffe.
Oh, yeah, I know who you mean, yeah. Jeez, okay.
Shakia Taylor, who's an award-winning journalist and researcher. I'm not familiar.
No.
Ryan Fagan, I don't know if you know him. He's probably one of my favorite baseball writers. He goes to the games. I think he's based out of St. Louis, and he brings boxes of cards. So if you go up to the writer's off, he'll give you a pack of cards while he's there.
No way. That's quite a cool thing to do.
And he does the pack of a day. So he goes and buys junk era packs, opens a pack, and says, and puts all the players out on his Twitter feed and said, "Tell me a story about one of the players." It's probably one of my favorite baseball writers to follow. Let's see, Lou Moore, who works for Sabre, Mark Moore, who is the president of Sabre.
Oh God, that's some big hitters.
Zirin, who is the author and sports editor of The Nation. So those are the judges for this competition.
Judges for this competition, right? Oh.
Yeah. So I have some. I have to create a card for this, and I'm going to try to make some sort of hype video so I can come in second last.
You should go down the DJ Ski route, man, and come up with like a whole curated playlist and like a bunch of amazing stories intertwined about how you came up with all these guys and stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have to do it on Josh Gibson. So yes. So if you're not following us, it's the Negro League Baseball Museum Art. So it's NLBM Art. And that's the hashtag, or not the hashtag, but that's the @ for there on Twitter and no, they're not doing Facebook, but Instagram. So Twitter and Instagram is through, and you can check it out. And the card artists that are working there are absolutely amazing. It's ridiculous.
Definitely worth checking out. I say I've caught a few of your interviews that you've done with some of the artists. Like I say on ball caps and bagpipes, been thoroughly enjoying that as well. So yeah, it's really cool. So NLBM Art.
Yeah, NLBM Art. Yeah, it's a hard one to say. It does not roll off the tongue at all.
Not so much. No. Well, obviously we have Twitter and Insta, so we'll do a share of. We'll pick a post and we'll do a share after this, so people can find it. But yeah, fantastic cause. Like I said, we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago. The
And we're
idea
going to bring one of the artists on.
we are, yeah, we are.
We haven't picked a date yet, but it would be probably when his card releases.
Yeah,
And
we'll find
it is
we'll
a
find one.
Topps artist.
We are looking for
he's-
looking for guests though, right? So we started off real strong with members of the UK community who wanted to come on and waffle nonsense with us. And yeah, we sort of switched focus a little bit because some of the Project 70 artists were showing some interest in coming on the show, and it's always fun to get these guys on. But yeah, we still want to hear from you. If you're a card collector in the UK or in Europe or in Russia, or I think Japan is now showing up on our podcast listener location list. Yeah, and you want to come on the show just for a 5-minute interview, or you want to come and hang out for the whole hour, then feel free, get in touch. We'd love to have you on. It's good to have fellow collectors on the show, and not just us bringing on like headline guests. You know, we want to hear from you guys in the community as well. So yeah, don't be shy to reach out on any of our socials. We'd love to have you on. That would be really cool.
Yeah, we like I said, we just kind of lucked out, and we knew some artists. They wanted to come on, but we want to hear about your story here. We all have the same problems, whether it's shipping stuff over or overpaying on the prices here and all that. But yes, of course, just like I said, yeah, exactly. So yeah, please feel free to come on and ask us for don't be shy. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, absolutely. If you don't want to do it live, we're happy to do like a pre-recorded thing as well and stuff. So yeah, just get in touch. That'd be kind of cool. All right, so moving on from Project 70 then, and moving into the more digital realms of card collecting this week. Topps Bunt, we're going to speak a little bit about. Gradually becoming a recurring segment on the show, and I think mostly because you and I are absolutely digging it right now. Like I said, I kind of got into I tried to do Bunt a couple of years ago and sort of half got into it and didn't really stick with it. And then picked it up again because we wanted to do an episode about it, and we've done an episode on it previously. It was one of our earlier ones actually. And yeah, ever since then I've been completely embroiled in it, and I'm absolutely loving life. It's a phenomenal little app, and the amount of play you can have for not actually having to put any money into it is great for us. It must suck for Topps, but it's great for us.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of abuse for playing Pokemon for years. So somebody said, "You still play?" I said, "No, I gave it up." And then, "What are you doing now?" So I replaced it with Topps Bunt. So it's like giving up cigarettes and starting to do chew tobacco. It didn't really work.
That's a fantastic analogy. I love it.
And yeah, you know what? Like, I think a lot of it's because I'm looking at these cards and going, you know what? I'm not going to drop 500 quid on these cards. But you know what? I'll open packs every day, and I'll chase my one sets that I can do there. If I hit an iconic finally, and yeah, it was amazing.
Woo, it's been a big week.
It's been a week, yeah, it has. We've hit a couple of iconics now, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And we chat pretty much every day and share. I hit this or I hit that, and I'm really enjoying it. So
yeah.
And I don't know which member, I can't remember his name, finished the road trip, got all the stuff there. I hate the road trip, but congratulations, they finished the road trip. That thing sucks.
I'm gonna very quickly look that up because he deserves a full shout out for
Ben
completing. I'll find it, don't worry.
Yes.
But yeah, like the tribute event that they've got going on just now. So just five levels to kind of finish the event, and you can chain it. You can keep repeating the event. It's been fantastic. Like I've been thoroughly enjoying. It's not super difficult. Like it slows you down a little bit because you have to collect so many mystery boxes, or you have to spin the wheel so many times. But yeah, it's been so much fun just to keep like redoing that event. It's like a really good way of keeping interested in the app, and you can hit some pretty nice stuff when you finish the event. You get the special pack with the rare cards or the super rares and stuff in it. You can hit some pretty awesome stuff in there.
I actually really enjoy just the tribute set in general. It's been a fun set there. It's been a good mix of a lot of guys from the 80s and 90s that I like. I think it did help. Like the first time through, I hit my iconic manually, and it was like, "Oh, I'm in. I'm hooked now."
No, you're right.
But I didn't realize it was a repeatable event. Have there been other events that have been repeatable? I don't. I'll be honest. I don't normally look because we've done road trip, and we've only been playing for 2 months.
Yeah. Well, so road trip's obviously repeatable. and tributes repeatables. But the one that they had last week, so the NL Rookie Stars one, which was like super easy, complete 5 trades and you'd finish the event. And it netted you like 60k coins or something like that. That wasn't repeatable because that just would have been a grind. Like you could have done, that's like, setting up a Bitcoin mine in China. Like you could have just sat and farmed that and made like so many coins off of it. Excuse me, especially if you're like if you're all pro like us and you have multiple accounts, so you're grinding across multiple accounts, So yeah, that would have been a cluster if they had made that one repeatable. But yeah, we were only a couple of months in. Some of the more experienced bunters, I don't know if that's a good name for people who play bunters. Well,
bunters, yeah, experienced bunters,
Yeah, bunters, yeah. So some of the more experienced bunters may well know if previous events of that nature have been repeatable. But I like the fact that it is repeatable. Because you're trying to build out the rares and the super rares and whatever else, and you don't want to drop 1,200 diamonds or something on a pack that could contain the cards. And a lot of the purple ones that come out of it, are event exclusive anyway. So you need to keep grinding the event if you want to build out that purple set. So, and I'm saying purple too much. So yeah.
So the purple ones, and then there's the triple threads and all that there.
It was Ben Anderson, you were right. So Ben Anderson, congratulations, finally finished road trip. 98.4% completed at the moment, or at least he was in his screenshot. But yeah, I think he'd gone through it. Let me just double check. He's completed it 4 times and traded needs for duplicates as it went along. There you go. So the ones that are missing are the awards, and you can't get the awards until the end of the event. So there's 118 days until the end of the event. I think I'm on my second pass of road trip, and I think on like the account I'm more active on, so not my grind account. I think I'm back up to like level 27 or something like that. So I'm almost at the collect 2004 cards again, which took like a month last time.
Yeah, that's just the
so I'm almost on my second full rotation, but yeah, that's a grind, but it's meant to be a grind, right? That's why it's on for 118 days yet. That's like another 4 months. So
I saw someone that's in the big Topps butt group said they sat there with another guy for 45 minutes and traded back and forth to get
the 2000. Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you know what? Like, maybe if I was drinking and watching a game, and you're up, buddy. Okay, maybe, but 45 minutes to sit there clicking on it, like that just sounds painful.
I mean, if the wife's gonna like force me to watch any more Grey's Anatomy, then maybe that'll be a good thing. I'll sit with my 2 phones and just trade back and forward between myself. But you go out about with 2 phones, you're getting profiled as a drug dealer. It's like, oh, you dealing drugs? It's like, no, man, collecting digital baseball cards. Walking about with 2
phones, Pokemon and playing Bud at the same time.
Hey, at least with Pokemon, it got you out and about, right?
Yeah, exactly. I definitely have not walked as much as I should have these days. It's funny. I was an old guy I used to play Pokemon with, and he's like, "You still not playing?"
Oh my gosh! But yeah, so Bunt's been really great. It's been a nice distraction. There's some good like exclusive things that they've put in there as well. Like Pristine is out, and they have like the themed ones, like Call to the Bullpen, which you have to buy the cards in order to enter the daily event and things like that. That's a nice touch as well. It's not just a complete facsimile copy of the real world releases. They come up with original content for the Bunt app, and that's pretty cool. I quite like that.
Like I said, I'm enjoying the events. I'm enjoying doing the research to see who I can come up with the best team there. I came in second the other day.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, I remember you said that
was pretty wild.
Yeah. How many contest tickets did you get for coming second?
Just 9. You get 9.
So you just get 9 no matter what. That's crazy.
9 no matter what you do. Even if you win, you get 9.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
It's only if you play the weekly one and you win that and there. And it's a bit of a fix. I was reading about it because the guy apparently has won it quite a few times there. And so there's like a 10-second delay between what happens in MLB and what happens on Bunt. So if you can swap back in players, so some guy apparently spent all day swapping back and forth to get that 1-of-1 event card that you get for the week.
Oh wow, that's taking it serious.
Yeah, exactly. This is a free game. That's it. Although saying that, I started playing the hit of the day. The BTS Beat the Streak one.
Oh no, I haven't. Is that on Bunt or the actual Beat the Streak on MLB.com?
So you have to get Beat the Streak. You can download the app, but I saw it on Bunt because somebody had said you can do it there, and it was a news article about it. So you have to do that. But I find it really odd because you have to put your pick in the day before it happens, which just like it makes no sense. I mean, I can do the research either way, but
then somebody could come down with COVID overnight, for God's sake.
Yeah, so I'm trying to play it. So I'm on a 2-game streak, and we'll see how it goes in there.
You've not far to go then.
Yeah, well, but it gives you Bunt exclusive cards.
Oh, I didn't know that. So Beat the Streak's been around on MLB.com for a number of years. And of course, the idea is you pick a player every day, and you're trying to beat whose record is it? Mantle's record of 52
DiMaggio's.
56
sorry.
game. 56 game. Oh, look at me. Christ, Yankee fan, am I? Yeah, so you're trying to beat that 56, get a hit at 56 straight days by picking a different player every day. Or you can pick the same player every day, but you pick a player every day to try and beat the streak. And they give you, the prize is like $5.6 million or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. If you're able to do it. So there's some guy at 40 right now, so.
Oh, squeaky bum time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, it's still 2 weeks. You still need that's still like 2 weeks of hits you need to get. Exactly. And like nobody's hitting right now because all the pitchers are using sticky substances on their fingers and their spin rates are up by 600 revs per minute and everyone's hitting kittens and like Garrett Cole gave up 5 hits the other day and go, oh, that means he was cheating and now he's not cheating. Like, right, okay, that's what it means. Okay. All right, cool story, bro. Yeah. Yeah, Beat the Streak is quite a fun one. I've never partaken in it myself, but if you can get exclusive Bunt stuff, maybe I'll need to go and download the app now.
that was when some guy had posted he'd gotten like a couple cards from it. I was like, okay, well, sure, why not? I'm already playing the daily event. Why not try to beat the streak and get some more cards there?
Yeah.
I think you have to have like a 10-game hit streak to finally get something. But I was like, okay, well, I'm already doing the research anyway, so I can maximize my tickets I can get. And my research, go to one website and go, I need a first baseman, what do you got?
Yeah, the addiction is strong, right?
Well, like I said, I mean, I'm already on there, opening my boxes and spinning my wheels. So what's another 5 minutes there? Yeah. We're all in meetings. You just click. Oh yeah, I'm just going to turn the camera off. And
oh no! I work diligently between the hours of 9 and 5. Grieving to anybody from my employer who's listening. It's only on sanctioned lunch breaks and bathroom trips may I partake in Bunt through the day.
I take 6 bathroom trips a day.
Gotta get those missions done as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, I saw it. So if you're looking for something else, try it out. I'm gonna give it a go for a while and see how it goes. I find it odd that I have to kind of beat the streak the day before because again,
that is kind of strange. But then Yahoo powers all that stuff. We know how crap Yahoo is because we've done fantasy baseball on Yahoo for goodness knows how long. I'm pretty sure that's a very sweeping statement. Yahoo provide MLB's official fantasy game. They're the official fantasy game provider for MLB.com. Unless you want to play daily fantasy, in which case I think they've just recently gone all in with DraftKings.
No, well, this is being presented by MGM.
MGM, wow! MGM just got bought the other day by Amazon.
Bet MGM. Well, I don't know if the casino division's got bought by the.
Oh, casinos! Oh, Christ! Of course, it was gambling. How silly me! What was I thinking? Of course, all bets are off, or indeed all bets are on in the US. Thank you very much. I've been working on that one. So all bets are on in the US. It's still the brave new world for sports betting in the US. So there's another great topic for a podcast sometime. The rise of daily fantasy. DraftKings have got a lot to do with that because obviously daily fantasy sort of snuck in and sort of greased the wheels to help get sports betting legalized generally across the states. It's not legal everywhere. It's not in New York, which is hilarious. And I say it's hilarious because I watch a reasonable amount of Yankees games, not as much as I probably should as a dedicated Yankees fan. And yet they have the adverts the adverts on the green screens they have behind home plate where the advert changes like every inning and stuff. And it's DraftKings New Jersey, and they're always very quick to add that it's New Jersey. Even though, of course, as we know, the Yankees are in the Bronx, and that is not in New Jersey, that's in New York. But New Jersey is, like 500 yards away across the river. So
Spitting distance.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's
Funny
always
enough,
kind of interesting.
I want to say DraftKings is based in New York.
It
I know
probably
FanDuel is.
Yeah, they
FanDuel
probably
is
are.
based in New York,
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's FanDuel. I couldn't remember the name of the other one.
which
Yeah,
is
it
an
doesn't
Edinburgh-based
surprise me.
company as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Listen, I applied for a job at FanDuel a few years ago when I was doing the stay-at-home dad thing because it offered remote working. There you go. There's a little
I tried to
factoid.
grease the wheel on it back then, so I was the UK's fantasy expert.
There you
but like
go.
6
That's
years
it.
ago.
Yeah, man. I could use the same thing. Part of the oldest established fantasy baseball league in the UK. There you go.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, stick that in your CV.
Yeah, I did. Like it wasn't enough. They were looking for engineers. They don't need some random guy saying,
They
"I'm
just need
pretty
some
good at
random
fantasy."
dude, yeah.
I win my league every couple of years.
I'm second in our league right now. What the hell is going on?
Oh, I'm dead last by a long
Oh
shot.
my god, yeah, I'm actually second. Well, I don't know how long that's going to last, but so my alert told me tonight, so I was like, oh shit, I better actually go and set my team. Jeez. Well, that was bunt and then a few other bunt related things. But yeah, Beat the Streak. If you're interested in Beat the Streak, go check out MLB.com. It's on their homepage all the time. And yeah, as Jason said, apparently you can tie it to bunt and get yourself some exclusive content.
You'll need to tie it to your account, so use the same account you're using there. We'll tie it that way. And yes, you can do, if you hit, I think it's a 10-game streak, you qualify for free cards. So why not?
Plus, it's a free shot at $5.6 million, so why not? Anyway, more digital collecting goodness then. And I guess this week we have to speak a little bit about NFTs. So it's been a rocky old time. We have our NFT group here in the UK on Facebook that I shared an article earlier this week, and it's been across a number of news outlets and a number of different forums that the bubble has burst. The NFTs are dead. Crypto is for the weak and the idiots. However, since we've been on air, Tops have tweeted about.
I saw that.
You saw the same tweet, did you?
I saw the same thing.
There you go. And here was me thinking I brought exclusive content. I kept seeing you checking your phone, and I was like,
That's what
I was like, oh shit, I wonder if the sound's not working or something again. And I picked up my phone, and it was a tweet about NFTs, and I was like, I'll write this down.
That's why I'm checking the phone. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I can't lose that one. I'm trying to take screenshots and everything.
I'll let you deliver it then. You go for it.
No, you're on it. You're on it now. I'll just go, yay!
Yeah, so the NFT bubble has burst. However, a 1986 Chrome Auto Ronald Acuna Jr. card sold for $8,000. I don't know when it was because I only saw a text alert on my home screen. I didn't actually go in and read the tweet. But I think it was just over the weekend.
Yes. So it is. I think it's a 1 of 1. It's the 86 Acuna with an autograph on it in there. So, but that's crazy. I think it actually sold for over 8,000 with crypto being dead, and it was worth half the value that it was before.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, I mean, eight grand still not to be $8,821. So I don't know how many whacks that is. Probably about 6 million at the current exchange. But yeah, that's what Tops was saying in the tweet. But yeah, like I say, cryptos. So NFTs haven't really crashed. NFTs, especially so Wax is the crypto of choice. The Tops use with Wax.io. Wax, we've got your Wax P, but it's all underwritten, much like real world currency is. It's all underwritten by the value of Ethereum, and as has been across all press, not just NFT related press, but crypto's getting a bit of a humping at the minute. I have the Coinbase app, and it sends me scary alerts about the price of Bitcoin has dropped by 5% in the last 24 hours, and that's like a loss of 35 grand. So the fact that Bitcoin can lose 5% of its value, and that's 35,000, crypto is still strong. Bitcoin's still strong for 5% of its value to be $35,000. It's not like it's back to being worth absolute bobbins. So yeah, it's very unpredictable. The crypto market's very, very unstable. I think is probably the kindest way of putting it. There's a lot of political factors at play with crypto just now. A lot of the Chinese crypto farms are getting shut down, or I think China are talking about bringing in taxation and things on Bitcoin mining. So the market's super volatile, as if it wasn't already. It's even more volatile now. Bitcoin is kind of the pin that holds the main crypto market together, and Ethereum, which the NFT market is based off of, just in line with the way Bitcoin and crypto in general is going, has taken a bit of a hit recently. We've speculated before it could be a good thing for the Topps baseball collection, or if you're so inclined, you can get Topps Bazooka Joe NFTs at the moment, if you're into your Bazooka Joe bubblegum. But yeah, like a low crypto cost means that obviously if they do release Series 2, which we hope and expect that they will, especially as physical Series 2 comes out this week, which I've already mentioned, then your $100 to buy a pack, when converted to that value in wax, when we hope it goes back up, obviously those packs are going to be worth a lot more. So what we might see is going to be different, is rather than last time where it was just buy, hold for like 24 hours, and within 24 hours you were tripling your money. And if you sat on it for like a week, well, I mean, I think we both sold premium packs at around about the $1,000 mark when we bought them for $100. I don't think we'll see that again. It might be a bit more of a long hold this time, but yeah, it's about playing the game. Whether or not the bubble has officially burst and it's never going to be worth anything again, it's difficult to tell. I can't say I'm educated enough in it, or I've been following the trends close enough to say that's going to be the case. But that's certainly what a lot of people are reporting. But like I say, it's the general volatility in the crypto market that's causing the NFT fluctuations that we're seeing.
And I think you release it, I think people are buying. I still think there's a market there. I mean, you can buy directly from Walmart now, so you're no longer going to be holding up the stores and reselling that way. So I think there's still a market for it. I think it's probably a pretty strong market. I mean, if you look, I mean, who's spending $8,000 on Ronald Acuna cards? Somebody is.
Somebody is, yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's probably a speculation thing, but
yeah.
But fine, go speculate. It's like oh, do I have to talk about Vegas Dave?
No, don't talk about Vegas Dave. You don't want to.
Like I can't. But I can't think of a better example, because he bought that Mike Trout Superfractor for like, what did he pay? 300,000.
300,000 for it. Yeah,
and then flipped it like 3 years later for 3.2 million. But then that's a complicated story, because he basically cornered the market and forced the price up by having pretty much all the low number of Mike Trout rookies. Anyway, there's perhaps not an apples to apples comparison, but it's pretty close to an apples to apples comparison. So yeah, I mean, that's worth $8,000 now. Like you say, the underlying value of crypto goes up, and that $8,000 suddenly becomes 12
grand. Yeah, exactly.
We might not see 300% increases like we saw before, but you might get 50% return on your money. Where else are you getting 50% return on your money outside of Vegas?
Bernie Madoff.
Yeah. And he did make off, did he? He made off with a lot of money. It's you can't really comment on the NFT market without having a strong understanding of the crypto market, which of course underpins it all. I mean, it's interesting to see, if nothing else, it's interesting to see how many news outlets are commenting and writing articles now about NFTs and NFT collectibles in particular. It's not just about the art side of it, which obviously there's a lot of value there. We've seen memes getting sold and tweets getting sold by NFT, and music getting sold by NFT, and that's one side of it. But the collectible side of it, for the people who want to get into that and kind of appreciate it, it's nice to see that getting written about, and it's not just, so it shows that it's obviously a popular concept and a popular topic if multiple news outlets are writing about specifically digital collectibles and not just NFTs in general. They're choosing the collectible side to focus on.
Yeah, like I said, I think there's a market out there. I think it's probably not as strong as everyone else, because you're gonna have to flip. You have to figure out how to get your money out quickly.
Well, that's the thing. They really need to improve the way or how easy or not it is to get your money out. I mean, that's another complicated minefield. Glenn is with us. Good evening, Glenn. Nice to have you with us. Crypto's a long game, and you're looking at 5 years plus, and you may well be right. Who knows? I mean, I think I don't know if I told this story on stream before, but when Bitcoin first came out, and I believe it was one Bitcoin to $1 was its initial offering, or maybe $10 or something like that. I don't really remember. And I sat at the time then, and I was like, how much money could I afford just to lose if I bought some of these? And yeah, it didn't do it. But yeah, you could, if you were there right at the start, you could have been buying Bitcoin for, like I say, I think it was $1 to one Bitcoin, and now 5% of its value is 35 grand. I can't do the maths on that. That's how big a number that is. I can't do the maths on that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
it's like everything else. People. Glenn's right. You got to play the long game with a lot of these things. It's like any other investment. The value of your house can go up and down, but in the long term, houses are seen as really good investment. I'm not saying NFTs are as good an investment as houses, by no means. But any kind of dabbling in the stock market, and this is basically what it's like. It's just numbers on a page at the end of the day. And there's obviously a lot of external factors that can force prices to go up and down. Any kind of investment like that, yeah, if you're prepared to play the long game, you're going to see that's by far your best bet of seeing a reasonable return. I think if you want to do the short sell and get out quickly, say we were super lucky. You can count on one hand the amount of good things that I've done to get a return like that. There's the NFTs, like I say, the $100 packs that we held, and let's say we both sold around about the same time for just about $1,000. That was that's a pretty nice return. There's the esports cards that I bought at like 30 quid a box, and then resold them at £300 a box, which is just mental. But I don't think that would ever happen again. And everything else I touch turns to absolute horse feathers. So
Exactly.
yeah, it's not like I'm some kind of savant, that is for sure. But yeah, interesting to see NFTs in the news again. We've talked about the fact that Topps need to freshen it up. Maybe they don't need to freshen it up if they can still sell an Acuna one for just a shade under $9,000.
And I think they just need to keep something else doing, again, like Bunt, where you're crafting or something like that there, just to keep you involved there. Because, again, I'd probably go and buy cards here, there, trade cards, sell cards. But right now, there's not really...
Yeah, so yeah, where's the incentive to do it? Because you could go out and buy... I mean, this is a really good time if you want to speculate on it, with the price of wax being so low, and therefore the value of the NFTs being so low. You could go and start hoovering up singles, but unless you're concerned about building a digital set, what's the incentive for doing it? What's the incentive to go and collect all the DJ LeMahieu cards I can get my hands on, or or try and build like a Yankee set, or try and do like pick a mint number and try and do a mint number. I don't know.
Somebody's doing it. So funny you say that, because I traded my Don Mattingly iconic card to a guy that there was a Edgar Martinez in the same set, triple relic refractor like that there. There was another iconic card there. And when I was looking for trade partners, I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. If I can find someone I don't mind trading, like I'm getting someone else's card there. There was a guy that had 9 of them. There was only 58 of the cards, and some guy had 9.
That's
so he was
crazy.
clearly trading to get. So there's probably someone doing the same thing out there in wax. But I was just like, he's hoovering up every one of those Edgar Martinez cards. He's probably working on another 40 trades to make sure he has them all.
Yeah. I wonder how many people see NFT as collecting, or if they see it as investment. Like, just think about most of the conversations we've had. We've talked about it from very much a kind of buy and sell perspective, rather than I want to build a set. It's not really a set building thing, is it? You're looking for value.
Yeah, because what are you going to do? Are you going to get a giant LED screen and put it up for your set on there?
Print them all off, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you really could. I thought about it when we had sold our packs, and I figured you could pick up a card. If I hit the expensive cards, like the Trout and stuff like that I know the resale, how that would have kept my costs down. I go, right, I can pick up the rest of these for $1 or $2 each. I would have probably done a set just to have that unique first set out there.
Yeah.
But I'm not paying $120 for my Trout card or anything else that needed to be for the burn set, because that was, I looked at doing that as well, and that was like you were spending $120 to get that one 1951 pack as a 2 pack, and I just I didn't see what I was going to do with it unless I was trying to collect the whole set. And then once you had the whole set, what really were you going to do with it?
Yeah, at least in Bump, when you collect a set, you get a nice little reward at the end of it.
Aye.
Yeah, it's a strange.
Who knows?
It's still developing.
yeah, we still see NFTs at least collectibles being like Bunt. I think that's it's still they'll keep people busy with that, because you could release it. You could release every set every week and just keep that money train going.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm surprised it's gone as cold as it has. Like I say, unless they're waiting for Series Two, and like I say, physical Series Two is out this week, or like you said, maybe they'll do something around an event like the All Star Game, and we're getting pretty close to the All Star Game because obviously they're encouraging you to vote for your
Yeah,
favorite MLB superstars. And let's
it's the
get
Bo
them
Jackson 5-hour energy All
5
Star
hour energy
voting.
vibe again. I know, dude. Yeah, yeah. Every commercial break on MLB.tv. Yeah. If you don't know who the sponsors are of the All Star Game now, I don't know what's wrong with you. So yeah, it's obviously coming up. Series 2 coming out soon. All Star Games coming up. We might see some cool stuff. We saw more moments got added to Bunt last week, I think, with
Yep,
the
it did, yeah.
Pristine collection.
It
I
was
think.
pristine. Yeah, there was some stuff out there.
Excuse me.
So yeah, like you're seeing it. I think it's not going to take long for them to go. Okay, we're going to have moments available. I think they're just trying to figure out the technology for it.
I hope so. I hope that's the next thing. That'd be pretty cool. On that subject, I've been racking up the Top Shot packs. So I've got, I think, now 5 Top Shot packs that I'm sitting on. So maybe need to open some of those just for the laws because I haven't done any top. I've not seen any Top Shot stuff. You've not opened your Top Shot packs yet?
I'm not. No, there was the packs were available today, but you had to own like 16 moments.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not getting any of the exclusive stuff because I've not opened any of the packs. But I got I spun up a second account and got the new collector one that came out last week.
Right.
So I've got that one, and I think there's but they're doing drops like regular drops now. Playoff drops this week as well. Slightly more expensive pack, $14, not $9.
Yeah.
So yeah, first of the playoff series is coming. So that would be quite interesting as well. See as we get deeper in the playoffs if the prices continue to escalate. If you want a pack for the finals, maybe it's going to be like $25 and not, $9 for a regular, $14 for a playoff. What are they going to do for the finals? Like put the price up again?
But to be fair, like that's actually not a bad thing because
It's not,
you're
no.
gonna get all stars there. You're not getting some scrub. I hate to say the Clippers. I think the Clippers win the playoffs. Who's crap? Oklahoma City. They're crap this
They're
year.
crap, okay.
You're not seeing like the 8th guy in the Oklahoma City bench doing something. You're getting all stars on this one.
Yeah, that's true. That's an excellent point, actually. Yeah, and obviously more eyes on the playoffs and the finals than there would be on, Timberwolves at Oakland or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you'll see a few more things that way. And again, I think with Top Shot, iconic moments. There's going to be a few in the playoffs there. I'm sure those things will have value.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's a fun one to get into. All right, cool. Well, that pretty much wraps up the show for this week, I think. We managed to make an hour out of it again. Look at us. It's almost like we're getting reasonably competent at doing this show every week. So yeah, it was good to be back once again. Thanks, Jason, for covering for me last week. And yeah, if you haven't gone and listened to the interview that Jason did with James Fiorentino last week, highly recommend it, especially if you're a Yankees fan. But yeah, just a great guy to talk to, and I thoroughly enjoyed the interview. So that was really great. Like I say, we may have some guests coming up in the next few weeks. We'll put that plea out there again. If you're part of the collectors community and you'd like to come on the show, come and talk with us for a little bit. You're more than welcome. Just reach out to us, any of our social media channels. Like I said, it doesn't need to be a live thing. If you can't make Monday at 9 o'clock, we can do a pre-record thing and play it through. We have the technology, but I remember to click the unmute button. We have
the microphone check.
Yeah, that's why it's called microphone check. Yeah, thank you to our creative director, Mr. Ross Naylor, for coming out with our clever title this week.
Right.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, did I just cut you off?
No, that's it. To say thanks for tuning in. We always appreciate the comments, and if you like us or not. Yeah, we hope you like us there.
Everybody likes us.
Yes,
Come on, man.
Everyone likes us, yes. But yes, please just reach out to us. You got any questions? I said we're not experts, but we're happy to find the information for you and maybe point in the direction of the experts there. We just want to help the community as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and like I say, if you are listening to us on your Apple device, and you can take 30 seconds while you're enjoying your poop or whatever you're doing while you're listening to us, give us that 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. It really does make a big difference for us. And yeah, it helps us climb the charts and gets eyes on us and Maybe I could afford to get a new seat, because I have a new seat this week and it's really uncomfortable.
Or maybe we can afford to get you the hat to match your jersey.
The hat to match the jersey, yeah. So that's why there's been an awful lot of excessive shuffling around if you've been watching the stream tonight. There you go. I'm going to go and ice it down, I think. So yeah, Jason, thanks again on that note. Thanks for being here this week. And yeah, podcast will be out Wednesday, 9 p.m. On your favorite podcast platform. I should remember to put that in. And we'll see you again live next week, Monday, 9 p.m. UK, here on wherever you're watching, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Hopefully I'll be out of Facebook jail, and I won't have to hijack Jason's computer to run the live stream. But yeah, Jason, thanks again. Have a great week, everybody. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And we'll see you next Monday.
Bye, guys.
Oh, I'll fill for a second because I'm too far away from actually stopping the stream. La 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 la, I'm going to sing a lovely song. And then cut this out for the podcast because nobody needs to hear me sing. And we're cleared.
Nice.
These my dollars make it hurt.